All right. Let's get to this thing. So the 19 hells, angels, keepers, gatekeepers. So here, this is where you really need to know all of the verses, okay? There's only three major surahs that the khazanatuha or khazanatu jahannam are mentioned, the gatekeepers or keepers of hell in the Quran. In other words, the 19 angels, the other meaning are who they are found in three places only. Okay, so the first one is Surah 39:71. Now this is a very important verse. Um, we're gonna see the verses just before this, so that you can remember it. And quick, and those who disbelieved will be driven into Jahannam in Zumara. So the name of the surah, Zumar. Okay, in throngs, groups, gangs, until reached it, its gates, okay, abawab, okay, so the gates or the doors are opened of Jahannam, and its khazanatuha, its keepers, the angels, and you can see I put a special color, right, for them, okay, because they're not burning in hell, they're the guards, okay, they're the khazanatuha, okay, they will say to the people that enter Jahannam, okay, to Jahannam, didn't messengers, so I underlined this, this is what they, so imagine, remember, there's zillion, who knows the numbers, billions, trillions, big numbers of people going to Jahannam. Every time people go to Jahannam, so imagine every time there's a group, this is always being said. So who knows, like maybe for thousands of years, because there's a lot of people, right? Allah's throwing to hell. It's not all one shot, right? It's group by group by group by group. So I think it's like 41 years, right? It's the sa'a, it's the hour, right? Of Allah, 1 hour for Allah's 41 hours for us. So imagine for 41 years, sorry. So imagine 41 years. Let's just say that one zumara goes inside, one group goes inside, boom. Didn't messengers come to you from among you, reciting to you verses of your Lord? Okay, that's the key, another key word here. Verses of what does verses of your Lord mean? So this is another way to write Allah's book or kutub or alwah or suhuf, right? Same, where Allah puts the information and warning you of the meaning of this day of yours. So the 19 angels are directly related to the Yawmiddin, obviously, right here, and warning and reminding those who went to Jahannam that weren't you basically given many chances, messengers, plural, so at least 3 chances, reciting to you Allah's verses. And they will say, Bala, yes, but the sentence of punishment has been true against the disbelievers. So this is where Allah says, لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمْ, and so on. I put those verses here. I didn't highlight it because you don't have to know it, but this is good to know. Okay? And then the next verse, it will be said, enter the gates of Jahannam. So this is a general understanding of people, right? So Saqar is involved and the other gates. Khalidina fiha, okay, you are immortals therein, and Resht, evil is the residence lodging of the arrogant ones. So this is why this is the final judgment of all of them. They were all arrogant. Okay, so that's the first spot. The next one is in the next surah. So pretty interesting. In the next surah, surah 40 verse 49. And those in the fire said to the keepers of Jahannam, okay, li khazanati Jahannam. Okay, so again, this one, what's interesting is the gatekeepers of Jahannam, so the 19 angels, this time has the longer description of their name. This one is clearly emphasizing them, right? To the keepers of Jahannam. Okay, so the 19 angels. And also this Surah 40 verse 49, this is also related to Musa, Fir'aun's people. Okay, so after Fir'aun's story in this surah, this section of his story, they go to Jahannam, and then they are in the fire, and they're saying to the gatekeepers, pray, supplicate your Lord. So they're saying, they're asking the gatekeepers, pray to Allah to lighten or reduce, lessen for us just a day of the punishment. Now the gatekeepers, the angels are going to say, did there not come to you your messengers? Again, the word messengers are always coming again. And it's important, we're going to see why word messengers, with the supreme proofs. And let me go and put here Surah 6, 130. And we're going to see this verse very soon. I think could be wrong. I think it's 128 too, but we're going to see soon. Okay. They will say, did there not come to you your messengers with the bayinat? So now so you might remember, like I was saying before, there's zillions, billions, hundreds of millions, trillions of people going to Jahannam, from Adam all the way to the end of the world people, for 40 some years. And they're always saying this. They're saying this sentence we just saw. Now they're saying, didn't your messengers come to you with the bayinat this time? They're going to say bala again. They said, well, you pray to Allah, basically. Why don't you guys pray? But the prayer and the call or supplication of the disbelievers is not but in straying. So basically their prayer has no value there. Boom. And that's the second thing. So far the gatekeepers are just constantly telling them, didn't messengers come? And the verses of your Lord were recited to you? And didn't messengers come? And you were given bayinat, clear proofs, supreme proofs. And here's the final one, Surah Mulk. Okay, so this is the one that has the most verses, but I only highlighted these 4, okay, for you guys to remember. So Mulk 6 to 9, it says, and for those who disbelieved in their Lord is the punishment of Jahannam. So as you can see, it's deep, right? Always Jahannam's coming into play, and evil wretched is the destination of Jahannam. When they are thrown into it, okay, they will have heard from it and inhaling. So it's like breathing, right? It's like Jahannam is alive while it boils up, right? It's angry, you know. Jahannam is extremely mad, right? It almost bursts from rage, right? As it's clearly indicating all of this here. Every time, so this is now obvious now, right? Every time, okay, a group, a fauj, okay, a troop is thrown into it, its keepers, again, so the 19 angels, are going to question them, right? So they keep on questioning. And this is super important because I kind of should have shown that they always question them. That's the real thing here, right? It's just, so here they said, did there not come to you a warner, a Nadir? They're going to say, and they always answer, Bala, yes, and so on. And they say, definitely a warner had come to us. So they were fully aware, but we denied and cried lies. Kadhab, they kadhaba. Okay, so they were denying and crying lies. Okay, they were saying lies. And they said, Allah has not sent down anything. So they reject, this is another way Allah says, or the book of Allah, the tablets of Allah, the suhuf of Allah, whatever way Allah wrote down the message. And so always this happened, and you are not but in huge strength. So they were always saying that these warners or whoever's coming to deliver the messages of Allah, Allah didn't send down nothing, and that you guys are all completely astray. And they said, if only we had been listening or reasoning. So Allah saying that they were not listening. So in other words, they're not listening, they're not reasoning. We would not be among the companions of Sa'ir, as-Sa'ir, which is another gate of hell. Okay, as-Sa'ir. So they confessed. Okay, so they confessed their sins. So this was the biggest thing that needed to happen, the confession of their sins, but it's too late. You confessed, it doesn't save you, it's too late. So they go to Jahannam. Okay, so let's just put a quick pause here. So the gatekeepers of Jahannam So the over it is 19. We did not make except the angels as ashab an-nar, the companions of the fire. These guys are always reminding them of messengers came to you, and so on. And so the question is, who are they talking about? Is it just humans? It's not just humans. Humans and jinns, right? So these are the two people that go to Jahannam. So if you go to Surah 6, verse 130, let's just go to 130. Let's just go directly here. Here, Ya ma'ashar al-jinni wal-ins, alam ya'tikum rusul minkum. So let's just put a pause here, okay? So it says, oh, company or society, okay? Ma'ashar, okay, is an assembly, the society of jinn kinds and mankind, or ins. Did there not come to you messengers? Okay, rusul. So first question is, we know humans, the messengers could be, it's either humans, angels, or even prophets in this case. Okay, it could be all three. But the jinn is, wait, who's the messenger of the jinns? Obviously, the all the kitabs are gonna be like they have to follow, right? Jinns, humans, this is no debate. But like for humans, we know messengers it's human beings, right? It's humans, it's prophets, it could be prophets, it could be warners, it could be so on, right? There's many options for humans. But for
Oh,
jinn,
angels,
aha,
angels.
exactly. We
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
that.
Sorry, bro.
So angels are jinn, right?
There you
Yeah.
go.
We have a verse that said that Allah sent jinn to Muhammad to hear the Quran,
Yep.
and after that, those jinn
Went to go give
go
them.
back to their people. Are they messenger at that time
Yes.
when they go back to their people?
Yes. But yes, but they're not like right now for us, the original messenger for us is
It's a
Muhammad.
prophet.
Is
Yeah.
Muhammad, right? For 100%, and for Muhammad is Jibril. We are Muhammad and Jibril at the same time because we have to believe in Jibril too. If we're like, no, we only believe Muhammad, not Jibril, well, that doesn't make sense. You have to believe in both. It doesn't make sense. So, but the jinn in the case that you just mentioned, Hamza, was uh, Muhammad is the messenger in his side, but because Jibril came to him, it's all interconnected for the jinns too. So the jinns have the right to follow it. You know what I mean? Because Jibril is on his he's like their prophet, right? Be a bigger than the prophet. Um, but so that's what I'll just clarify. I just wanted to clarify that's very important that Allah says this. And again, this is on the day of judgment. And again, yaqussuna alaykum ayati, my verses, Allah's verses, and that to warn you about liqa yawmikum hadha. So very, very clear. So let's just go back to the doc and remove 128. And so this is a very important thing. But what's really cool is that the messengers for each one is very clear. And again, it proves that angels in the lower ranking are jinns by default. Jinns aren't bad guys. Jinns is a race. Jinns
Yeah.
is a race, okay?
Yeah.
Humans is a race. Shayatins are evil. There is no salihun shayatin, you know? There's no righteous devil. It's like we never heard that. Every example in the Quran is shaitans are bad. So it's more that's more like a quality. That means they know Allah exists, but they purposely reject him. And
I
they
mean,
choose him as a god instead of Allah. So they're shaitans, you know, and it's much more complicated than that, but shayateen, but depending on the race, but normally shayatins are jinns. That doesn't
What?
mean jinns are all shaitans. You know what I mean? It's very important. Just human beings can also be like satanic, right? Humans can follow devils, right? Okay, cool. Just wanted to interject that. We saw now that the gatekeepers of hell, they're always saying the same thing. It's always the same stuff. Messengers come to you, angels and humans. Okay, now that you guys get it, it should be clear. For the meaning of the day of yours, they have bayinats. So the proofs are coming, and it's always related to the book of Allah. So over it is 19. These angels are always talking about the book of Allah. the verses of Allah. So in other words, so far what it's showing us is that whatever over is 19 really is, and all the deciphering we're going to find out, it looks like it's here to save us, or it's related to guidance somehow. Huda, right? Huda is what saves us, the guidance. And we're going to see all that. But this is kind of what is clearly information that's coming out.